Hey everyone, if you're new to the channel, my name's Road to Retire, the channel where I try to retire early. Pretty self-explanatory. I go over every single side hustle that I do reviews of them, follow my progress to try and retire early. So if you're into that kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe and follow along. So between the websites Remotasks and Dataannotation.tech, I've made a little over $4,000 in just over like 3 to 4 months range. And it sucks because right now on both websites, I'm not making anything. So this is just like a friendly reminder video that these type of sites you cannot rely on. So let's talk about Remotasks first. Now I've done a bunch of videos on the downfall of Remotasks for me personally, but maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're watching this video without having seen any of my other videos. So just a reminder, so with Remotasks, the problem that I had, I earned over $2,200 in 2 months on Remotasks doing like a chatbot project. And what happens was the reviewers of your work, usually human, sometimes not, were incentivized to change things. And basically, when your work gets changed, your original work that you did gets viewed as like non-reliable, or because of all these changes, you must not be doing the project correctly. And ultimately, I got kicked off the project. Now, as a reviewer on another project on Remotasks, I will say that I completely understand if you're human why as a reviewer you would change stuff, because you would get incentivized to do so. You would get paid more if you took the time and started editing. And if the answer was completely perfect and you let it alone, I've experienced doing this, and then you just hit submit, you will get paid pennies. So why would you just hit accept if it was a perfectly good answer? You're going to change something to try and get paid more. So the review system was just absolutely horrible. Ultimately got me kicked off of the high-paying project on Remotasks. I have no idea if it's still going on. It was both the Flamingo project and the Nightingale project. I have no idea if those projects are still ongoing or not. I know you can make a lot of money if you're on Flamingo, because I certainly did. I made way more than $1,000 a month on the Flamingo project. And to Remotasks credit, they did put me on a new project, this Wedge Shorts, but it is absolutely terrible. It's like you have to track like eyeball movement of a really zoomed in face in black and white, and you have to go frame by frame. It is torture, and it pays roughly $12 an hour. As you can see here, my most recent payout was 99 cents, and that's because I gave one a shot to see if the $12 an hour was true, and it is. To earn that dollar, it took me like 9 minutes or whatever. Absolutely not worth it, and the project itself was horrendous to do. Not fun at all. I'm not expecting work like this on websites like this to be fun, but at the same time, you know, I don't want it to be torture. I'd rather make $0 an hour and have my sanity than make $12 an hour and never want to look at a computer screen again. So that's Remotasks in a nutshell. I mean, I am technically on a project, but I will never ever do work on this project. I would rather do Mechanical Turk and make $5 an hour than work on these Wedge Shorts and make $12 an hour. That's how much I hate this type of project. Now, Dataannotation.tech, I've been touting this one on my channel for the past month, and it sucks because I was just saying how underrated it is, because I had like 5 projects that were paying $20 an hour, and the one project I really enjoyed doing, it was again training chatbots, and it was like you make up either a fictional or non-fictional character or a human to essentially emulate who you want to talk to. So it's like, oh, let's say you want to, it would be like, do the rest of the conversation as Elon Musk, and then you would have to fill in the sections of Elon Musk, ask the chatbot questions, respond in the way that Elon Musk would. So I had a lot of fun with that project, doing like video game characters, cartoon characters, like Donald Trump, stuff like that, just messing around. It was actually a lot of fun, and getting paid $20 an hour to do so was awesome. Not only was the pay well worth the task, but the task was actually, interesting to do and interesting to work on. I don't know if Dataannotation.tech is getting a little more saturated, or if Dataannotation.tech is the project that I was specifically working on, the Artemis and the chatbot. maybe that project's just winding down and they don't need as much work anymore. So it's hard to tell. Data Annotation's user interface is so simple, and there's no really direct admin talk like you could get on Remotasks. Going to their Slack community, and they usually have admins for every specific project. But I don't want to speak any more negative ill will on the admins on this Slack community for Remotasks, because I gonna assume that they are also very underpaid, and I don't know if they're like actually on the project or if they're just special like remote workers or whatever, but they're not very helpful at all, and they never have been. They were at the beginning. I'll say that when I first signed up for Remotasks, they were very helpful, and I think they just brought on too many people and they got overwhelmed, and their responses became more scarce and they became more generic cookie cutter, and they didn't really help at all. So that's just the lesson to be learned here. On these sites like Dataannotation.tech and Remotasks, these 1099 independent contractor sites, you're not guaranteed to get any type of work. And do not rely on these type of sites to, if you lost your full-time job like I have, you can't look at these sites and say like, oh, I'll just replace it with this. It pays $20 an hour and I'll just work on this website forever and I'll make $20 an hour forever. Not gonna happen. It's not reliable, and they can change up the projects, kick you out of projects. They can do whatever they want because you're a 1099 independent contractor. You are literally the bottom of the rung, the bottom of the totem pole. No one really cares. You are the scum of the company, essentially. They would hire you for a lot less money if they could, like they're trying on Mechanical Turk. So you are literally nothing on these websites, and you're not guaranteed anything. As much as they would like to incentivize you and say how important you are as a worker, they don't really care. They just want the work done. And at the end of the day, these sites are intermediary sites. They're not like the actual like project websites where it actually means something to them. These are just the intermediary websites to put the work on and then have workers do the work for you. So, how much are they really going to care about you? That's the thing. So being a 1099 for these type of websites, you always run the risk where you're just not going to have any work. And in the case of Remotasks and Dataannotation.tech, that is absolutely the case for me right now. I have no work, at least no good work, and it's just not worth it for me. So just gonna have to try out new websites that are similar to this, and I'll let you know if I find any. If not, then I'm just gonna strictly focus on the Amazon Influencer Program and doing my YouTube channel and trying other ways to grind out money. So I'll let you know. If you're new to the channel, feel free to follow along, and I try to upload at least 2 to 3 videos a week, and we'll go from there. So see everyone in the next video.